Hi, I'm Kim Brundage, and when I'm not photographing a personal branding session, I'm listening to the P.O.W.E.R podcast by EVB.
Being a woman in business can be demanding and draining, but that has never deterred a determined woman to go after her dreams. That's why you're in the right place. This is the Power Plug Podcast, brought to you by EVB, where we believe in the power of you. At EVB, we're proud to be the first community bank in Virginia to reach out to women in business with a customized program designed to meet your unique needs. In each episode, expect to hear engaging interviews filled with advice, insights, and recommendations to charge you up and build your business. Now, for your host, Mary Foley.
Welcome back to the EVB Power Plug Podcast. You are in the right place for P.O.W.E.R, the potential of women entrepreneurs realized, and all women in business with an entrepreneurial spirit. I'm Mary Foley, and today is episode 17. Hey, 17 in 2017. I kind of like the sound of that. Feels kind of lucky. And I feel lucky to host the Power Plug Podcast, and we're all lucky that listening is super easy and convenient because there's an app that will deliver every single episode, past and new ones, to your phone. Just go to evbpower.com and click on the app icons to download either the iTunes app if you have an iPhone or the Stitcher app if you have an Android phone. And then you create a free account and you are ready to listen and sharpen your business knowledge wherever you go. And by the way, while you're at evbpower.com, check out the events tab for an amazing list of events for business women that are taking place in the Richmond region, in Williamsburg, at Virginia Beach, and beyond. I mean, there are so many opportunities to connect in person with other powerful women. And speaking of powerful women, today we're talking with Kim Brundage, a photographer in Richmond, Virginia, who specializes in personal branding sessions for women entrepreneurs and professionals. And when you see her work at kimbrundage.com, and that, by the way, her last name is spelled Brundage, you will see that she has photographed quite a few women in business, including some power customers. So, okay, full disclosure, she does branding sessions for guys too. So for the smart ones listening right now, keep listening. And Kim, I want to say thanks for being here on the EVB Power Plug Podcast.
Hey, Mary, great to be here.
Well, I want to, also another full disclosure. We have known each other for several years, and we've been helping each other grow our businesses, and both became Power customers because we love the Power program. It's been great to really know you, get to know you better, support each other in the last couple of years. And here's the thing. Many know you for your photography, but not everybody knows that you had a long career in corporate America before you decided to do photography full time. And I would love for you to share why you made the shift.
Yeah, thank you, Mary. It's interesting because I've always had an interest in photography since 8th grade, but I squelched it and I didn't think it was practical. So I did what many people do. I did the good girl thing and obtained my master's in public health. I worked in healthcare marketing for hospitals like Cleveland Clinic and locally Bon Secours. I also obtained my Black Belt in Six Sigma, which is, as you know, is process engineering. And from there, I was able to switch to the financial sector and work at Capital One. But I can remember sitting in meetings and being more interested in how I would photograph the interactions between people than what people were actually saying. And that voice of photography just got louder and louder and louder until I could no longer squelch it. So I love my corporate experiences. I can put everything to use that I learned into my personal branding sessions.
Okay, I love that. And I think that what's so interesting to me about that is that there are a lot of photographers, and there's quite a few good ones, but not all photographers, particularly for entrepreneurs and small business owners and just business professionals, relate and understand what a small business owner or business professional kind of goes through and what that vibe might be like or what the need is and what they need to project. And so I really feel like you bring that dimension, and that really shines through in, and just being able to capture people's essence. And you really do a great job of capturing people's essence. In fact, you did that with me. Now, how did the focus of personal branding come about? And why is it so important for every business owner and professional today to even think about personal branding?
Well, thank you, Mary. I appreciate those compliments. And I feel like I just came about personal branding as a natural fit because of my 25 years in marketing. And then I'm very business orientated. And so I get what my clients' pain points are. And that's what I want to help them through their imagery to help them fix those pain points. And why is personal branding so important is your other question. Most people think of big brands as Google, Apple, Coca-Cola, and they don't think of themselves as a brand. And actually, they really are a brand, and the quality of their brand will actually determine the quality of clients they attract. And you have to think, you only have one chance to make a first impression. And usually that can happen on your website or social media, and that's your storefront. And when you have that a strong personal brand, people want to see that you're authentic and that you really are the person that's selling the product. Most people, anyone can set up a website and sell you anything. And today we want more transparency and authenticity in seeing what service or the product is. And the other thing I would say is people can smell stock images a mile away, and they have their place, but they really want to see you with those products or services that you're doing. And lastly, I would say potential clients want to know that that you're real and determine that if you are likable, trustable, and they perceive you as successful.
Well, that is very true. I know that when I go to a website, and particularly it's someone I've heard of, or maybe it's a link, hey, I see it on Facebook, that looks interesting, and I click and I go through, or someone recommends, first thing I want to do is go, all right, let me see the picture of the person who's the owner of this website, or the team, or the actual people. And that is just so funny when you said that, because I want to see their faces and I want to kind of look in their eyes, because there's so much you can tell about a person by the way they look. And I don't mean, if they're skinny or they're fat or their hair, but I'm talking like, I want to look in their face and I want to see what kind of expression they had. I want to see how they hold themselves. I want to see, do they go casual? Do they go more, formal? Does that fit with what they're offering? Those are all kind of cues to me of, are they believable and credible and frankly likable? Like what I want to hang out with that person. It's so funny. We do that as human beings all the time. I loved what you said when you were working in corporate America and you'd be in meetings and in your mind, you're like photographing people going, do you realize what you look like? I'm thinking to myself, and so that kind of visual lens literally was already there. And so I can see that capturing the authenticity of what people's essence are. Well, and so this kind of is a follow-on to that. When it comes to branding, most people believe that consistency is critical. And so I'm thinking, I always like to go look at the about page of, like I said, on websites and look. But do you recommend using the same images of yourself across a website and social media accounts? In other words, it's almost like the same headshot, because I do see that done a lot. And it is consistent, but I'm not sure it's the best branding thing to do.
Right. I totally agree with you. Consistency is key, but you want a consistent image across your brand, a feel. And so my clients end up between 12 to 17 images, like yourself, to have that consistent feel about their brand. And then they can pull their image and change it out. And a little tip with Facebook, your profile picture, the algorithms, it gets the highest number of views. And so if you change that out every month or every other month, that really helps your visibility.
Love that tip. That's a great one right there. Okay. I'm definitely going to start using that even more. Okay. So you want consistency. All right. So I interrupted you probably on that. So you want consistency. You want different images. Is that what I'm hearing? But the same feel?
Yes. The same feel. Absolutely.
So how do you determine that feel? I mean, I kind of know the answer because I've gone through your process, but share with everybody what you do with your clients to get that, because until you put me through the paces, I'm not sure I could have answered that question.
Right. And most people don't think about it in those terms. And we put a lot of thought and a lot of intention. And one of the first things I ask all of my clients is, what are the 3 to 5 words you want to convey with your brand? And that can really vary on the scale. And so we'll take different images. I'll pose someone differently depending on what their words are and what they want to convey.
I love that. Okay. And so I saw on your, I know on your website, which I love because you can see the result of the branding sessions. And it helped
Mm-hmm.
me give a real visual understanding of, okay, how that could work for me. So I'm curious if you've got a recent example of a client that you've worked with that you can kind of walk us through how those brand images showed up a little differently with poses or props or whatever.
Mm-hmm. And so also an EVB Power customer is Chef Tammy Brawley, owner of the Green Kitchen. We did some in studio here in my studio, and then we went on location. But first of all, I asked her what colors, what images did she want to portray, she's a personal chef. Her logo has carrots in it. I asked her to bring fresh carrots with the tops on it. I asked her to bring green foods to convey. She wanted to convey also a little playfulness. So we did that with a basket and an apron. And then we moved on to the second location where it was in the kitchen, showing her actually making food and then the final product. So that, and then she came back and she said her images really helped propel the Green Kitchen to the next level. And that's exactly what I want for all my clients.
Well, and I've seen her use those on her website. And I know I wanted to do a personal branding session because I desperately needed to create a new website. This was a little over a year ago to reflect the current me. That my website at the time wasn't horrible, but it was dated. It had a technology datedness to it. But it also had an imagery that was of the past, which worked in the past, but didn't work in the present so much. So I'm just curious, do a lot of your clients come to you because, hey, I need a new website or I'm building a new website and I need a bunch of images? Is that typical?
Yes, that's typical. And I also want to use those images for social media. And the other thing that I do that's also unique is that I will pose a person on the 1/3 of the side of the image, and then that other space is blank. And so then they're able to populate that with events or quotes or offerings that they have. And they really love that.
I have to say, I love that. I knew I wanted to do that too because I had seen that technique used, and then I had to decide, well, do I just want to look at the camera, or do I want to do funny gestures? So I've got my hands pointing to it, okay, there's going to be some words here,
Right. Yes.
Okay, so what I'm curious too is, are there common themes that people want to convey in their images? In other words, do you hear a lot of the same 3 to 5 words again and again?
It's really interesting because I hear a lot of variations and what they bring to it in their own words, but it boils down to confidence and approachability.
And why do you think that is? Is that because this whole authenticity type of focus that we have now for conveying ourselves online?
I think so. And then also I think they want to show they're confident about what they're selling and that they're approachable, that you can come to them for questions and not, be standoffish.
Kim, okay, hold that pose. We need to pause for a quick break. And when we come back, I want you to walk us through what really happens in a photo branding session. All right? So hold on. We'll be right back.
Hi, this is Julie Hill, the Director of P.O.W.E.R at EVB. As a woman in business, you know that it all comes down to great relationships with your customers, employees, and suppliers. That is why it's critical to have a banking partner who truly meets your financial needs and someone you know and trust. And that is why we've designed the P.O.W.E.R program to help you make valuable connections. Whether it's with one of our small group P.O.W.E.R join-up sessions, sponsor events, online P.O.W.E.R member directory, or the P.O.W.E.R Place Facebook group, we want to help you create great relationships to grow your business. To find out more, go to evbpower.com.
Welcome back. This is Mary Foley, and today we're talking with Kim Brundage, a photographer based in Richmond, Virginia, who specializes in personal branding sessions for women entrepreneurs and professionals. Now, Kim, doing a photo shoot sounds glamorous and intimidating. I should know I did it once. But you and your dream team made it easy and fun. I would love for you to share your unique approach.
Sure, I'd be happy to. First of all, we start with an in-depth pre-branding consult. We talk about what's your target audience, what are your branding colors, are there any props to help support what you're doing, or props that help support your logo, whatever we can with the brand. And I even ask, what music do you want to listen to while we have your session? And then a wardrobe stylist meets with you in your home and helps you select 5 outfits with accessories that looks good on you and what photographs well with an all and eye to supporting your brand. Then on the day of, you get your hair, camera ready makeup. I have my shot list that's customized just for you, and we spend 90 minutes to 2 hours together. And then I select the best 20 to 30 images. We review them together in 2 weeks, and then you have a bank of high resolution images that you can use for your website, social media, print, and the list can go on. It's goes on forever.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. I know that when I did the whole the wardrobe part,
Mm-hmm.
and I was a little bit thinking, oh, I do not have enough outfits, in my branding colors or that I
Mm-hmm.
needed. And actually, the whole shopping in your closet thing, I rediscovered 2 dresses and a skirt that I had, but I hadn't really had to redo them some. And
Mm-hmm.
then I rediscovered jewelry and it was put together in a new way. And I was so excited. I spent all of one shirt that I had to buy and I did a little bit of tailoring with those 2 dresses and I was good to go. I can't tell you how excited I was. I felt like I had gone shopping, right? But that to me
Right.
was fun. And the music part, you're absolutely right. In fact, I remember during our session, every once in a while I'll be like, okay, I got to change this music up because I need a new vibe or something, and it was really fun to have that. And of course it can be playing while you're shooting, like you are going click, click because you're not capturing sound. And for some reason I was thinking,
Right.
oh, I have to turn this off when we're actually doing the, photos. And you're like, no, keep it on. Are you crazy? And I thought that's funny. I forgot about that. So I love the thoroughness of that. I love the fact that it includes hair and makeup and the wardrobe consultation because I felt more confident myself. I mean, I wanted to convey confidence, but I
Mm-hmm.
thought, okay, I don't have to worry that I'm going to get the makeup exactly right on my own, and particularly for
Right.
photography where the lighting can be different. It's not the everyday shot, right? And then
Right.
and also I don't have to be completely going, oh my gosh, am I going to make sure I have a good hair day? I could come in with, actually you said come in with clean hair, but don't have it
Yep.
done much. And you had the stylist do it. And that just calmed me down too, enabled me to focus on having a good time, what I want to convey, putting my clothes on right. And that was really helpful. And I really appreciate that. I want to tell you that made a big difference.
Thank you. And what I love about that too is now that you have your outfits and accessories, now when you go in front and present, you can pull those outfits and feel 100% confident that you look your best.
Yeah, exactly. And I have worn those outfits since. And I know
Mm-hmm.
that sometimes people recognize me because there's like that consistency. Oh, it's the same woman
Yes.
on camera as she is in front of me today, that it's the same in the
Yes.
same outfit. Well, I'm wondering, do people often change how they feel about themselves as they go through this process with you?
Yes, and that's a side benefit that's ultimately one of my goals because I've had my own personal story of not feeling beautiful and didn't think I was beautiful. And my husband, of course, said I was beautiful, but I thought, well, he's my husband, so of course he's going to say that. But it wasn't until I turned the camera on myself and was taking self-portraits that I finally saw a beautiful woman. And now I think I'm beautiful, and I don't care what anyone else thinks. I know I'm beautiful. So that has really helped my personal confidence. But a lot of people hate having their picture taken, and it's totally understandable because they've had bad pictures taken of them. There's bad angles, or they've had negative experience with other photographers. And I understand all that. And so I studied angles. I studied ways to help them look their best and be their best. And I've had clients that have said, there's no way, I'm the worst person, you won't be able to photograph me. And I've been able to supply them the best photograph they've had in their whole life.
Wow. This is a lot. I
Yeah, it's
certainly,
pretty powerful.
it is powerful. No, it is. And that thing about lighting and positioning, oh my gosh, it is truly, that is a skill and an art. I know that comes from the training and the practicing and the experience that you have. You had me do a few poses that I'm going, okay, it just felt twisted, awkward at first, you know?
Yeah.
It was the way you had
Yeah.
me move the whole upper body while my lower body.
Uh-huh.
But afterwards, I'm looking at these pictures going, dang, I look really thin. I'm liking that. I got to strike that pose more often. And so I actually
Yeah.
learned something that I can use in
Mm-hmm.
candids.
And then Shauna from Fab Women,
Yeah, sure do.
the owner. She said that it was more than a photo shoot for her, that this experience really helped see herself in a positive way and embrace her own uniqueness.
Yeah, I can relate to that. I have to tell you, I can. Yeah, here's the other kind of disclosure, which I know I've told you, but I've gotten some fabulous response from my pictures, and I'm sure your other clients have too. In fact, I know your other clients have. And I wasn't really intimidated by doing a photo shoot. I'd done one before. I thought, okay, I think I know what I'm getting into. But
Yep.
when I saw the pictures 2 weeks later, I looked at myself in these pictures and I thought, dang, I really not just look good. It was beyond the look. It was, you captured my essence of what I not only wanted to convey, but it said fun, it said confident, it said professional, it said success. Those are the things I really wanted to convey. They came across, and it wasn't just intellectually, it was emotionally. And I started to see myself differently. I said to you, hey, the thing is, I know day to day all the things that I go through. I got my ups, I got my downs, I got my speed bumps, I got my successes, I've got my sense of confidence, but it's all mixed in there. That's life. That's reality. And when I saw the pictures, you just captured all the positive aspects. And what helped me was, I need to remember that more often, focus on that, deal with the speed bumps as they come, all right, and deal with the down moments, but then bounce back and say, but say, that's really me. These pictures are really me. And
Yes.
that truly helped me see myself, I think, in a more powerful way than I was perceiving myself. That, though, I think is the power of what you do. And that's why I've always just loved not just the imageries because they make me look good, but because they make me feel good about what I'm putting out there. And that is who I am. So I want to thank you again for that.
You're welcome. And that's so powerful, because you're going to attract better clients that way too, that are going to be more in sync with who you are.
Well, I have to tell you, there's this one photograph that you took of me in a red dress. I'm sitting in a white chair. I've got these red heels on as well. And so I'm turned towards the camera. I've got my elbow up, and I know I just had fun doing that. I remember thinking of that. You put it up on Facebook because you were sharing, you share your work regularly, which I love. And this woman said, I don't know what you're selling, but I'm buying. I cracked up. But it was, I thought, she's attracted to that. That's exactly the kind of woman I want to work with. You're absolutely right.
Yes.
I get that. And I think that is so powerful. That's more than even some of the sales copy or marketing copy. So if those two things really go together, that's like you don't even a double whammy. I don't even call it that. I would say it's exponentially more powerful. And that really just shows the results of what can be created. Whew. Okay. So we talked a lot about the impact and the process. If someone wants to get in touch with you and discuss actually a personal branding session, how should they do that?
They can go on my website at kimbrundage.com or email me at kim@kimbrundage.com.
Okay. And you also have a headshot party coming up. Is that right?
Yes. For people that don't want a full personal branding session, then they can come to my headshot parties. I hold them about once a month. And the next one is Saturday, May 20th, 9:30 to 12:30. And you can have the personal branding session, but on steroids. And you get 5 minutes with me in shorter time with the dream team. And we all work towards your brand. and that is $345 plus tax.
Got it. Okay. Well, headshot party. Does everybody show up at once? It sounds like, woohoo, we're here for a party. Or, but it is kind of a fun atmosphere. How does that actually kind of work? Do I have to spend my whole Saturday, with you doing this?
And no, so that's where my Six Sigma, Black Belt in Six Sigma comes in place. I have appointments every 30 minutes, and you're there about 2 hours tops, and you pick your image before you leave so you know you love your image.
Oh, okay. So I'm going to see it right away. And then if you take several images, because I know they're all headshot type images, I can get more than one. Is that right?
Yes, you can buy more than one. Absolutely.
Okay. Got it. Love that. All right. I asked you this beforehand, and I want to let everybody know, since a picture is worth 1,000 words, I've asked Kim to select 3 clients who have done a personal branding session. She's done plenty more, but just pick out 3 that she thought would be really great examples that you can see yourself, because we're listening right now. It's all audio. You're in the visual business. Seeing is not only believing, but it's understanding what we have been talking about and the impact of a personal brand. So I asked you to pick 3 clients, and then we're going to put links to each one of these clients on the evbpower.com website for the podcast here, associated podcast number 17, that we're talking with Kim. And those links will take you to these 3 clients that Kim's worked with and the story, who that person is, what they were trying to convey, showing some of the pictures that they took. And I think that is the most helpful to really understand what this not only just process is like, but really the power of a personal brand. So simply just go to evbpower.com, click on today's episode with Kim, and you will see those 3 links to the 3 personal branding sessions right there. So Kim, thank you for providing that as kind of some afterglow study of our time together.
You're welcome.
So we're about to wrap up. Time has gone by so fast. It always does on these Power Plug podcasts. What's one piece of advice that you'd like to leave with everyone today? Your
image is everything. If you look like a successful brand, you'll be perceived as a successful brand, and people will want to buy from you.
That kind of says it all for a business person, doesn't it? Great advice. Hey, Kim, thanks so much for being here today and inspiring us to show our authenticity. Also, to inspire us to capture our confidence in images as an important part of growing our business. You've been terrific.
Thank you.
Isn't it amazing everything you need to know to run a business? Today's guest shared a bit of their expertise to make us all a little smarter. Often the smartest, most productive thing is not just knowing what to do, but knowing who can do it for you. That's one of the reasons why the EVB program is so, powerful. With over 600 members and growing, we have hundreds of women in the region who are experts at what they do, and they share those powerful connections. I know firsthand because as the Director of Power at EVB, I get to talk to them every day and help foster those connections. I'm Julie Hill, and I would be happy to talk to you too. To find out more, reach out to us at evbpower.com.
Wow, that was fast. But we hope that you're feeling recharged and re-energized to continue to power up your business and go after your dreams. Love this Power Plug episode? Let us know. Leave a comment on Facebook or visit us at evbpower.com, where you can hear more episodes just like this one to keep believing in the power of you, just like we do.